Hello, I'm John Coleman from ApocatastasisInstitute, an institute for the humanities and alternative college and high school here on New Milford, Connecticut, USA. I'm joined this evening by Professor Adam Myers as we're making our way in this series through Euclid's Elements, a book which is 3,300 years old, but math does not change, and the method of Euclid has much to recommend it. And so we are chomping our way, proposition by proposition, through the elements. And I was telling Adam before we started filming that I happen to have just in the past few minutes completed the Commedia Divina, Dante's comedy, and what's interesting in the end of that book, there's a great deal of mathematics as regards God. And earlier today, I had a class on Roman history, and we're talking about the Neoplatonists and their very numerical spiritual outlook. And then also, not that you'd put me up for being very literary, but once in a while I crack open a Bible and making my way through Chronicles here and all of the dimensions, all of the mathematics and the allusions to mathematics. So I'm very well primed for our time together, Adam. And I suppose just by way of one announcement is to take a look at our math classes here at Apocatastasis. Adam is available for tutoring for high school and college age students, as well as consulting with parents, particularly homeschooling parents, and how they may better instruct their children. And then Vandana Rataria from India has her abacus math method, as well as her handwriting class. So do consider those, and you can find out all sorts of resources to help you in that consideration on our site. With that being said, I turn things over to Adam as I will mute myself and be the helpful scroller. Take it away, Adam.
All right, this is preposition 27. This is a very straightforward proof, thankfully. It really only has one line of really like requiring us to really think about it too much. And that's just a reference to a previous preposition. So basically, this is the inverse of alternate angles equaling each other if a straight line goes through two parallel lines. This is the converse of that. If you have two interior angles that equal each other with a line that passes through both two lines, those lines must be parallel. That's what we're proving. And so we're going to set this up. If you want to scroll down a little bit, down to the image there. So what we're going to notice is that with the setup here, we're going to have AB and CD be these two lines that might be parallel, might not be, who knows. And we're going to draw this line EF to cross both of them. Okay. And what we're going to do is, by assumption, we're going to assume that AEF and EFD are both the same size. And we're going to derive a contradiction to show that that must imply that A, B, and CD are parallel. So first things first, we're going to go ahead and assume that they're not parallel. And if they're not parallel, they're going to have to meet somewhere. Okay. And without loss of generality, because there's not really a major difference between them, we're going to go ahead and allow them to meet out past BD at point G. We're going to say G is this point in which these two lines are going to meet, despite AEF and EFD being equal to each other. From there, what we're going to notice is that that forms a triangle. All right. So if you have these two lines and they meet at one point, and then they have this other point EF, which can serve as a base, that forms a triangle. And if you recall from preposition 16, this means that the exterior angle AEF equals the interior and opposite angle EFG, because EFG and EFD are the same angle. And that's a contradiction. We literally prove that that can't happen, that the exterior angle always has to be greater. And so as a result of this, we have to conclude that we have a contradiction, and therefore that B and D don't meet at G. There's no triangle that can be formed there. And Euclid just kind of hand waves the other side, which is fair, because if you can just simply repeat the same argument in the other direction, and you get the same result. And therefore, since they don't meet, by definition, a parallel. And that's the end of the proof. A lot of hard work was done to make this part easy going. All the hard work was already done several weeks ago.
In terms of the previous prepositions we've gone through?
Exactly.
Aha. Right. So we see that reality that we've come across again and again in this series of building sequentially on the different concepts that we have. So very good. Easy, but we paid for it in the past with that. So very good, very good. So thank you, Adam, for this rundown here of Euclid's proposition 27. And again, people who are interested in mathematics instruction, either for little children or for older students, including adult students, can contact us at Apocatastasis and get that set up. With that being said, thank you to the audience for your attention and your support of the Institute. And thank you, Adam, especially for hanging out with us and getting through Euclid's Proposition 27.
My pleasure. My pleasure.